The main ones I think of are when he did 3 grenade trades in a row into an up air. That was one of the famous ones. But yeah, he's going to be going with Wolf straight out the gate, actually. And I can understand that because he's a little bit worried that grenades may just fill the Arsene gauge or get reflected if he has Arsene. So starting with a more basic, if you will, still very good, but
an unfortunate SD to
not on the recovery department sometimes. And Streakz' Wolf, before even being touched, he's lost that first stock. So big advantage for Kibzu.
Ooh, not going to take it. Too low percent, unfortunately, but still an amazing catch from Streakz. And to be honest, knowing Streakz' advantage state, he could still pull this back, but I don't think Kibzu is going to lie down and let him take it, to be honest.
Yeah, because Joker's one of those hard characters to make a comeback on, because every attack that you throw out, he's got the opportunity to just down B it, and it will end up helping him involuntarily, and then Arsene adds so much more pressure. But look at the pressure from Streakz.
Just waiting, standing there, waiting for an option, and then rushing in as soon as
staring in the other direction.
Staring into his soul. That was an amazing neutral interaction.
Yep, and goes for some kind of read on the get up, but Kibzu actually keeping far away from Wolf and makes the correct decision there. Running straight through the Aegon. That was great timing from Streakz because Aegon stays active for quite a while. And even if you touch only the final part, you will still get the full curse effect.
Completely launched, but still. Streakz doing a very good job of keeping in the corner, trapped at ledge, but unfortunately not quite getting the up smash read. Making it straight back to stage though with the side B.
Yep, so I think Kibzu is kind of taking it for granted at the moment that down gun is going to help get rid of somebody with as linear of a recovery as Wolf, which makes sense. You know, this character can only go in a couple of directions and not that far, but yeah, Streakz with the level of skill he's got, he's still mixing up those recoveries, so Kibzu's going to have to think a little bit more before shooting down repeatedly, like missing on that occasion as well.
And he's very good at keeping his opponent trapped at the ledge, so if he whips that down gun, there's a very good chance we'll get either reverse ledge guarded or reverse ledge trapped, or just ledge trapped in general.
Yep, I can totally believe it. The amount of off-stage Firewolf plays I've seen recently, or Wolf Flash Spikes, yep, definitely in danger. This is starting to even out, but Kibzu's still holding down a solid lead, especially with Arsene nearly knocking at the door.
Definitely waiting to come in, just not looking to overcommit with this advantage, well, just this lead that he has. Because if he overcommits, all he needs is one opening, and that's it.
Here we go, so looking to land with that Arsene. Not immediately pressing the issue, which I appreciate from Kibzu. But Streakz once again wishes to press nothing.
Just waits. That's like the most scary interaction, because you have the down air catching his recovery to stage. But I don't know, whenever I see Streakz, or like in the couple times I've played against him, the most scary interactions are just when he waits. Because you have no idea what he's going to do, and you know he's waiting for you to mess up.
Yep, and there is always something in his head. But you can never know what that's going to be until it's usually hitting you in the face.
Indeed. But here we have it. Still, a surmountable comeback is possible with that much percent on the deck.
You know what's interesting here as well? Kibzu has not actually used Rebellion's gauge at all in Game 1 so far. And so we've seen minimal usage of Arsene, but when it does come out, you know, we saw the down air spike. It's certainly critical, but I think he's just kind of feeling out Streakz' neutral for this entire game, kind of knowing that with the SD, he had a distinct advantage, so he's just using this as a learning experience to see, okay, when would Streakz like to attack me? And one such example was right there with a big old back air.
The boot's just going straight into his face and saying, your stock is gone, it is mine now.
Yeah, and you know what? When you consider that Streakz SD'd at about 20% maximum, percentage-wise, he's been winning this game. He's just got to make an extra level of comeback that shouldn't normally be asked of anyone.
But if anyone can pull it off, it's definitely Streakz.
Oh, totally. And it's kind of encouraging to know, yeah, even though you're dropping Game 1 to that Kibzu down smash, it shows that despite losing that game, it was essentially your own fault and not the characters in that case. So that will surely give Streakz the confidence to say, I'm going to try Wolf again Game 2. I'm keeping Snake back for now. If it gets to Game 3, then we might see a switch, but I think we'll be sticking on Team Wolf for the time being.
Yeah, definitely. I think he definitely has the capability to bring it back, especially with how far or how much he pushed that game. So 20% on the last stock after losing his first stock at 0%.
Yeah, essentially that was an even game, but one of the stocks was just redacted.
Just forfeited. It's like a game against Wario. One of your stocks is already gone.
That's exactly how it works, but we're going back. We're going over to Town and City, and right now they are just hopping about the place. They're waiting for the stage to transition. What's up, lads? There we go. They've felt each other out, and immediately it goes in Kibzu's favor in the down gun.
Ooh, the immediate edge guard to force the stage spike. That was very nice from Kibzu. And once again, his stock is gone at 0%,
Yeah,
so this
we're
time from a very good ledge guard.
Exact same position. This time it was an outright KO and not an SD, but Streakz has to take one more stock than Kibzu does in this particular set. And fair enough, you know, the stock was entirely his own merits. But yeah, a lot of extra pressure from Streakz. And again, this could be a really even game that might just narrowly go in Kibzu's favor. What would he do with characters then? Can't count on just not getting killed at 0% in every stock, but we'll see. This is evened out quite nicely in terms of percents.
Yeah, as soon as he had him at the ledge, the percent that Kibzu had just racked up. And that was a very good, unfortunately not working out, but a very good call out attempt from Streakz.
Yeah, if he did the down smash, then I think it would have, but unfortunately he went for the full commitment, and there's another one.
We'll take it. Catching the tether back to stage. Stocks are even now, but the percentage definitely isn't. He has quite a bit of work to do, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely can't fault Streakz' play. Like, the most you can criticize is getting a hard read wrong. Like, what can you say? Anyone would have been KO'd by that early Kibzu stock at the end of the day. That was a character thing. But I have faith in him to start to bring this back. But first, he's got to deal with Big Boy Arsene, and he has done.
Immediately, as soon as he's summoned, he gets sent back out the door. He knocked in and had the door shot in his face. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and so for the first time in the set, we actually get to say that Streakz is winning the game.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see how Kibzu plays, being at the deficit this time as opposed to having the lead.
Yeah, because Joker, one of the best characters in the game for making a comeback, but that's just because he's also probably the best character in the game generally. It just happens to feed into a comeback mechanic as well. He's certainly just as good at keeping the lead.
Ooh, the again offstage. This just general offstage pressure is very scary, especially against Arsene. But still living to 200%. Oh, going for the Fire Wolf, not working out though.
Yeah, Arsene may be gone, but I don't think that's of too much concern to Kibzu, who can KO with, you know, basically anything that he really commits to. A back air will do it. Maybe even an up throw at this point. Kind of percent might start to threaten.
To be honest, anything will go, to be honest. Like,
like a dash attack. Sure, why not?
Just out there. But still, Kibzu, 100% down. Wolf back air, down smash. Quite a lot of things will kill from Wolf at this percent.
Yep, so for now, just using the E-Har to get a constant bit of pressure. A curse on the back of Streakz, and in comes Arsene. Building up through that curse, it kind of gradually built up the meter, and now it is here to make a big play in the frame 6 back air immediately out of a jump. What a move.
He definitely has to seal this out at some point soon, otherwise Arsene is just going to
do something like this. On the platforms are bringing Streakz towards, and the up tilt, though,
is going to take it.
All right, that was one heck of a turnaround from Streakz. You know, he had that stock removed immediately, and he just didn't really care. It's like, all right, I'll just not lose my other ones then.
I still have one stock to work with. Not quite winning this just yet. That was a very scary interaction, specifically the Joker back air to cover the platform. Because Town and City, even though it has high blossoms, like the side blossoms are very like small and inwards. So I wouldn't be surprised if that Arsene back air killed at like 66 off the platform.
Probably. But I think that's good as well, because if you're able to complete a big comeback like that with Wolf, with momentum running as well, I think at this point we can write off Snake entirely. We'll just save that for Streakz' other sets later on the various other streams which we've got going, such as Fair Game and SSM Team.
I believe there's also the Dat Team stream that is now on.
Yeah, that's right.
We have
four whole streams. So you find your favorite British player and you can track their entire journey if you really so wish.
Because every single set is streamed.
But I mean, we're going to be bringing you the objective best sets throughout the day, of course.
Of course, with the best commentary, perhaps.
I wonder. We're going to Unova Pokemon League, a bit of a experimental thing that we've thrown into this tournament, but I appreciate it. It's mixed things up. It certainly works against the many Palutenas we've got in attendance as well, so that's an extra factor if you wish to consider that.
It's a nice little two sides to a coin sort of thing. Double-edged blades. But a lot of players were quite well. They had some opinions on being Unova being added to this, but unfortunately, not quite working out with the Streakz with this.
Not enough height on that Firewolf. But to carry on with the stage, I can see exactly.
Jesus Christ! Forward air to immediate down air off the side.
Well, this was chosen by Kibzu and just using it to his advantage. I was actually in the process of saying how Univer doesn't really work in Joker's favor because the platforms are so high that his first hit fair and up air drag downs are a bit less effective with the platform height. But Kibzu picked it for a reason and has used it to take 2 stocks within about 40 seconds.
Jesus Christ. Kibzu's just playing out of his mind right now.
And you know what? He might not even lose one at all here if he can keep this momentum going.
It's going to be a back throw. What sort of edge guard scenario we're going to see here?
Oh, the first hit of the dash attack.
Unfortunately falling out of it for Kibzu.
Yeah, we see most first hits of Joker stuff used for good reason, but that one definitely an accident, and the up smash is going to be enough to take away Kibzu's first stock.
Catching the roll back from ledge, but still.
Yep, no surprises here. It's kind of worth just going for a down gun every time. It's hardly the most imaginative play, but it will probably kill Wolf if it makes contact.
But still, Streakz putting his all into it, making a surmountable comeback with
81%. A Wolf flash especially. That was a big one in the down smash trying to catch the landing, but the shield came out just in time.
Good high recovery, but teching the Firewall. This is
brilliant.
This game is going back and forth at this moment, even though Kibzu has the stock lead, and the back air is going to take it.
You saw Wolf's up smash start, and then Kibzu just jumped and back aired before Wolf's already excellent up smash could come out. The power of that move, man.
That is insane. And then the Austin hitbox on top of it.
Yeah, that will unleash in 6 frames. That's kind of scary, and no doubt Streakz will want to keep an eye out for that as we go into Game 3. Kibzu up 2-1, but I could see this going to a Game 5.
Yeah, for sure. That was just, I'm not even sure. Kibzu was just very fast, and
yeah.
I don't even know quite how to describe it. I feel like the edges of Univer, and specifically the kind of linear sides, force Streakz into a specific recovery angle. So
yeah.
Kibzu was able to capitalize on
and I guess that's what he was going for at the end of the day, because, you know, like I was saying, Univer, in my mind, not a great one for Joker, because it ruins his forward air and up air drag down combos, but Kibzu just hasn't even gone for a single one in this set anyway, so if you're not going to try it, then you've got no disadvantage to lose from it. So fair enough, just using it for other reasons, and now we go back to Pokemon Stadium 2. Once again, we see the low percent combos going in Kibzu's favor yet again.
Here we have it. Solid 50% lead, but Streakz is trying to work his way out of the corner. Can he manage it? Kibzu just putting on that pressure, keeping stage control, being very patient, not overextending his lead at any point. Here we have it. Catching out the Wolf Flash. 2
individual hits of down gun. I really like the one that was used on stage as well. But Wolf just managing to... Yeah, Streakz didn't expend his jump or anything, so a good recovery on that part. But now Arsene is here with a lead on Joker's part already in the counter.
The counter, but the tech doesn't even matter because you get back ahead anyway. That is some insane awareness.
Yeah, again, if it was even just that little bit slower, then Streakz probably would have been able to air dodge back to the ledge just fine. But, well, there you are. So Kibzu with a big lead. This could be what is technically a massive seeding upset. You know, Streakz second seed for this pool. Kibzu 5th by virtue of being the last chance qualifier runner-up rather than earning his place through points. He's only recently come on the come-up. So, to call him an upset because he's the 5th seed wouldn't feel quite right. We know how good this guy is now. But to lose Streakz in the pool potentially would be a huge one.
That would be a huge upset, to say the least. It would definitely be interesting to see how that affected the pool thing.
Yeah. Well, especially because Kibzu got second place in the qualifier, that meant he got the second choice of pool he wanted to go in. He wanted to be in a pool with Pelly and Streakz, and he even spoke with Mr. Spuddles and say if Spuddles hadn't chosen D2, he still would have chosen this one anyway. So you've got to wonder, did he specifically want to beat Streakz? Because he kind of is doing right now.
I heard, the immediate back air almost killing him. But not quite
that could have been a counter.
But I think he was going for it, but he just didn't. The start might have been a bit too much, or he didn't hit it.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But that back air gonna
nothing
take it
slow
anyway.
about that.
Yeah, I remember I heard someone say that Kibzu said that he wanted to be in that pool because Streakz and Pelly would be the biggest threat to him if he made it through to top 8. So the potential to upset either one of them or just make them drown in pools.
That's one level of confidence. I'm so scared of these players that I want to delete them in pools instead of the top 8.
Yeah. But it's definitely what it seems that confidence has some foundation with how he's playing right now.
He's one stock away from doing it, knocking away Streakz. Of course, this win would not guarantee him a place in the top 8. Anything can happen in the remaining 4 sets that both players have to play. But certainly Kibzu winning here would put some danger in the mix. So right now, with Arsene on deck, let's see what he can do. Or can Streakz come up with something really, really clever right now?
Off stage, very scary, the down air, and the back air's gonna take it. Ooh.
That is it!
That's it, 3-1 in Kibzu's favor.
It is done. We already have an upset in the very first